Welcome to day one. Is it really day one? Nope. I'm 48 years old, almost 49 years old, and just like you, I've started over and over and over again. But guess what? It's time to get my health in check and make it a priority. So, what am I going to be talking about on my journey? Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Jackie. I'm almost 49 years old. I have two beautiful boys. Our schedule is busy, probably just like yours, but incredibly blessed. So, I need to find things that work easily for me each and every day, that work into our schedule, that is not going to dominate my life and make it unrealistic for me to reach my goals. So some of the things that we're going to be talking on here is mindset, because mindset is key, because if you don't have the right mindset, you're never going to stick with this. So like myself, I'll be letting you know what different mindset tricks I'm using that we can use and implement. Another thing with that is diet. And when I mean diet, I don't mean the fact of like going on anything restrictive, doing those things where you have to cut out different food groups or anything like that. I'm just going to show you what I'm eating, how I'm eating. For me, one of the biggest things that I do is fasting, and I love it. I'll be sharing more about that. It is not starving yourself, so don't think that. This is a girl that's got to eat. So trust me, I'm not starving myself at all. Another thing I'll be talking about is the supplements that I take and how we support my body, because guess what? In this day-to-day life, being as busy as we aren't getting enough nutrients from the foods that we're consuming. So that's super important. And I'll be sharing my progress each and every week, and then you can go along with me on this journey. So let's start out. Where am I at today? Well, this morning I got up, I weighed myself, and I do use the scale. I don't live and die by the scale. I think it is an incredibly good tool to kind of guide yourself, but you got to give yourself a lot of grace with that. For me, the scale is like an ex-boyfriend. It never tells the full story, and the story is always changing. So guess what? We got to break up with that part of it. Just use it as a guide. I was 166 pounds this morning. I'm not going to always share my weight, I guess. We'll see how that goes. Because like I said, I think it's just one part of the picture. I think your measurements are so much more important, because your measurements actually show you how your body is changing, how it's physically changing. Because I know as I've gotten older, I hold weight in different areas. I've been at different sizes at different times. For instance, I'm at a smaller size now than at this weight than I was when I was this weight years ago. I was at a bigger size just because my body is changing. I'm carrying weight in a different area. Muscular changes have happened. So the scale's just a small part of that, and then measuring yourself is another one. And one of the tools I use for that is called the Me app. I can get into that in another video, but if you want to check that out, that's something I highly recommend, because it does the measurements and scanning for you. Another thing I do, like I mentioned before, is fasting. One of the things that I love to follow is a book called Fast Like a Girl, because it talks about fasting to your cycle, especially as I've gotten closer and closer to menopause. Not there yet, but I am getting closer. I'm definitely noticing as I get older that my body is changing. My gut health has become a really important part of my supplementation and what I am doing there, because that's a key part of it. But also too, I've noticed that when I eat for my cycle, which that book talks a lot about, I can put a link down below so you can check out that book if you like, and I can do a video on it. Let me know if that's something you'd want to learn more about. But when I do that, what I've noticed is that I feel a lot better when I actually get my period. And guess what? Was doing it for a little while, absolutely loved it, fell off the wagon, and last month, I work at a school. May was a bad month. June came along. I had my period, and it was really, really awful, because I had not been following the fasting to my cycle the way I had before. So I didn't realize how much that had improved it until I fell off the wagon. And guess what? A lot of times with different things, we don't realize that until we fall off. So that's what I'm doing right now, as far as watching what I'm eating during different times of the month, how long I'm fasting during different times of the month, and then my supplements that I'm taking help me support a really good metabolic health and balancing my glucose levels and different things like that. So that's kind of where I'm getting started. And I will be sharing in my journey more information about all of that as we go along. I just wanted to jump on here and say hi, welcome. Please share with me where you are in your journey so that we can do this together, tips and tricks that you're following. I do want to become more active as I move forward with this. Right now, it's been pretty much just walking the dog, but I really want to make that a priority too, because as we get older, that's definitely part of keeping our health in line and the things that we need to do. I had a health check a couple months ago. My doctor said I do need to release some of the excess weight that I have, which I already knew. And then I had my blood work done. Everything looked really, really good except for my cholesterol. My bad cholesterol was a little bit high. They were so funny because they're like, we have great news. Your good cholesterol's high, but so is your bad cholesterol. So I'm going to keep that in check too. So I want to welcome you to this channel. Please subscribe and come on this journey with me. And I can't wait to see what is in store for all of us.